Hey there, it's me, HannahBellLeigh, and today we're doing a review of a show that I just went to this past Sunday, which was the Markiplier Your Welcome Tour kind of variety show thing that he was doing. It took place here in Las Vegas at the Hard Rock Casino at the theater called The Joint, and it was so fun. Oh my gosh, I had so much fun going to this. I was so excited to go and experience this show. The show was like amazing. I had been looking forward to it for months. I bought the tickets for the show like the day and almost like the exact like hour that they went up. And I made sure I got my good seats. I got the VIP seats. So when we went there, I got this little VIP badge, and so it's got like his uh, signature on it. It says VIP, and on the back, it has all the guys. I got Tyler, Bob, Mark, Wade, and Ethan. It was so fun. Oh, me and my brother went together because I decided to make him go because it was just so amazing that, or it was an amazing thing that I just like said that he had to experience. So since we got the VIP passes, we got to go to the like the show before the show where Mark had like a surprise, which was like that he was singing and playing the guitar. It was great. Oh my gosh, I loved it. Oh, he played like four songs. He played a I gotta remember. He played Patience by Shawn Mendes. He played Thinking Out Loud by Ed Sheeran. He played what is that song? What is that song? You Should Go and Love Yourself, I think, or Love Yourself by Justin Bieber. And there's this last song, I can't remember for the life of me what it is. I know the song, but I can't remember what it was. And then at the end of it, he had like this kind of surprise, I guess, where Tyler, Bob, Ethan, and Wade came out and they sang the song by Smash Mouth, that everybody loves, like that was in Shrek, and I forgot the name of it. I'm so horrible with names. Ugh. But that was great. I tried to take as many pictures as I could, but they all turned out horribly. All blurry from me like shaking from excitement. But then after the show, after Mark sang, he did a mini Q&A. He only took like a couple questions, and then we had to go. We had to all get out of there and then come back in. What's funny about like that part for the VIP is that when we went up there, when we got into the theater, they had cameras set up because they were filming this run of the show, and they had camera guys going around. They had this big camera like on this like arm thing, and it was like swooping over the gold section or VIP section of the theater, and it was so funny. We kept screaming like every time it came out. So when it was over here, most of the people would be screaming over here, and then as it went over, like it was almost like like doing the wave kind of thing, but with screams. So every time it'd move, it would just go woo. It was stupid. And like Mark comes out and he's like, "What was all this screaming? We heard you backstage, and you guys were just like screaming for like no reason. Were you guys playing with the camera? That's like right there." And they're like, "Yeah, the camera. We were playing with it." Like every time it went around, we were just like screaming. I think he called it the jib, and he's like, "You were playing with the jib." It was so funny. Just like we were playing with the camera guys, and her it was just so funny. It's like it didn't make any sense. And then, so after the VIP show, we had to go back outside and line up again. So once we got seated, we had to wait like an hour or so for the show to start because they had to get all the other people who weren't gold or VIP into the theater. And they had to pass out the paddles, which I have 2 of them right here. See, right here, got the paddles. And they're 2-sided. So green and red. So that, like, the audience could participate. It was great. It was so funny. Like, when doing the audience participation, oh my gosh, like, people got, like, super into it. Just, like, waving those things like you would not believe. And it almost got to the point where it got so incredibly hot in there that people started using them as fans. And so they were just, like, fanning themselves throughout the show. And because it got super hot in there because we were all packed in there kind of like sardines. I mean, as it does when you go to like a show like that, it gets hot, so you just need something to fan you. So you just like use the paddles. Just use the paddles. And it was nice to have that. But when the show started, oh my gosh, when the show started, it was amazing. The opening segment was amazing. It was super hilarious having Mark out there. He's like stripping up like all these like different outfits that he had. So he had to be wearing like so many outfits. It's crazy for this one like segment of the show, like for the opening segment. And it was so funny to see Bob, Wade, Tyler, and Ethan. They're like in like all black, almost like ninja. They're like ninjas, like going through the stage and dealing with all the props that Mark was using with the video that was going up, so it all like made sense. It was like ridiculous. And then of course everybody screamed when he took off like his shirt and everything. It was amazing. And then after that they introduced the show and everything, and we had to pick what type of show it was, because the show has like 3 different shows that you could pick from. There was like different categories or genres of the show. There was sci-fi, horror, and western. And we ended up getting the western part of the show. So it was all like western themed, and he had like a certain jacket to put on. You put on like the white one. He had like a coat rack on stage that had like jackets, and so he put on the white jacket for the western themed. It's kind of funny. It was almost when he put on everything, like after the opening segment, he put on his shoes for the rest of the show, because he came out in socks, I believe, yeah. And when he was putting on his shoes and putting on his jacket and stuff, it was kind of like a Mr. Rogers type deal, which is kind of funny. And then we picked the show. Sorry, I'm going completely out of order. But to pick the show, we had to use the paddles. And first, in order to pick the show also, Wade, Tyler, and Ethan dressed up as like these like box characters. They were like giant boxes with duct tape faces, and they had like yellow like dishwashing gloves. It was so funny. And we like took one out and then chose between 2 of them. One was Mark's and one was Bob's. Like, pick. And we didn't pick Mark's, so Mark like cheated and brought the other box person up, and we had to choose between both of them. And this is when they brought up an audience member who he came up and he had to pick which one, and he ended up picking one of the boxes, which meant that we were doing the Western theme. The person who was in the box, they took off the box and they like revealed the show, of course, that they're doing, and it was Ethan under the box, and everybody's like screaming that like, oh my gosh, it's Ethan under the box, Ethan's under the box, because I swear everybody just like loves Ethan now, which is amazing. It's amazing that like Ethan's doing so well now, like so many people like him. And there was like a whole segment there where like Ethan was like a damsel in distress, or basically he was tied to a chair by Bob, and then Wade and Tyler come out. Tyler's dressed up as like a cactus, and Wade's dressed up as like a person riding a horse, like a cowboy riding a horse. And then they had to, the audience member who came up, and Mark had to fight the Wade and Tyler to release Ethan. It was kind of a weird thing. And then after that, we had the audience member then had to choose between who he was going to kill, like beat next, which was either going to be Mark or Ethan, because reasons. Really? Because one of them had to come out on top, I guess. And he killed Mark. Or killed Mark. And then Ethan took the audience member and basically like on a date to like learn more about him, so that they could do a improv little thing about the audience member that came up, which was really cool. I mean, it was really cool, and the guy was like super into it, because it seems like this guy wasn't really like a fan of this whole deal. He came because his daughter wanted to go, and he just was chosen to go up there, and he was like enjoying every second of it. He loved it. Next they played like games and stuff, of course, because that's what they did. They played the wizard battle from the Nintendo Switch. They did the dance battle as well, and the dance battle was actually quite the sight to see. It was probably one of my favorite parts of the show, where it was Mark and Ethan going up against each other with audience members going up there and like picking dance moves for them to dance against each other. And of course, Ethan won, because Ethan's great at dancing. That guy can move. And then they had like a whole joke of how Ethan has won like every dance battle, which is amazing. And totally makes sense that he did, actually. Because again, the guy can dance. The guy can move. It was amazing. It was super funny when like some people came up. There were two in particular. There was like this girl, kind of young girl, maybe like not yet a teenager, but like young girl that came up, and she was like almost begging Mark to like take a picture with her, and he's like, I can't, because in the show, like he's said this like many times, like in videos, and I think even before the show happened, he said that he couldn't take gifts, he couldn't do pictures, he can't come down and hug you, he can't do like autographs or anything for you, really. I mean, they're doing the show. It's like they have like a limited amount of time to do it, so made sense. But then this little, like super small little boy came up, and he was going to play the wizard game with the Nintendo Switch. And oh my god, this boy was just like the cutest little thing. He came up and he had a picture for Mark, like a little drawing that he made, and Mark's like, holy crap, look at this picture, it's amazing. And he kept it, because like you can't just say no to this little boy who like was you could tell that Mark was probably like his favorite person in the whole world. And he was so excited to play. He got to play against Mark first, and Mark, like, he tried to let him win. You could tell. He tried to basically let him win, but Mark ended up winning. And he was like one of the only ones to actually win in the whole wizard battle, so the audience, they won. And it was just amazing. And then when they were getting off stage, the little boy, like, asked for an autograph, and he took out his pen and paper out of his pocket, and of course Mark couldn't say no. It was so adorable. He could not say no to this little boy, which you'll probably see since they were filming it, it'll probably come out on DVD or something, or they'll put it on YouTube. I don't know how they're doing this. I mean, who uses DVD really anymore? Just stream it online. So maybe they'll put it on YouTube. I don't know. But I thought the show was just amazing. And the improv that they did was really good. I didn't think that was going to be so good. I mean, I was so surprised by how great they've gotten. And when Mark was singing before, he's gotten so much better. Like, I think we've all who like watch Mark maybe have seen him sing and stuff and play the guitar from a couple of his videos on YouTube. And he used to have a little bit of trouble with things, but he's gotten so much better. It's been amazing just seeing, like, witnessing him just, like, grow to be amazing at playing the guitar and singing. I mean, not, like, amazing, I guess. I mean, he's gotten way better, and to the point where it basically is amazing. And he says that the guy who runs, like, the sound, I think his name is Dan. Sorry, again, I'm horrible with names and remembering things. He, like, was a big help, and it's like, thank you, Dan. I think that's your name. I'm sorry if I got it wrong. But yeah, it's amazing that how much Mark has just grown from this. And I can't wait to see him grow more, like, because he's definitely going to be posting more videos of that kind of thing. So I am so excited to see what else he has in store. But yeah, the improv, I was like super surprised about that. They were just like on top of everything. I'm like, how can you think of things so fast? That was amazing. And oh my gosh, some of the things they said, I was like, oh my gosh, wow, how do you even think of that just out of nowhere? It's amazing. At the end of the show, they had a Q&A that went, I think, a little bit over time, because the whole show was supposed to end at about like 9 o'clock-ish, because the show itself started at 7:30, and it was supposed to end at about 9 o'clock. We went like a little bit over because of many things that went on, like the audience coming up. They kind of took their time a little bit, and some of the questions during the Q&A ran a little bit long. And it was awesome to see, like, Catherine and Amy come down and go through the crowd to find people who had questions. A lot of people had great questions, mostly pertaining YouTube and, like, how they got started, and or not really how they got started with YouTube, but how much they like it, and then about the show itself and how they're like nervous and everything. It was amazing. And like their idea to do the show in the first place. And I would love to go again to this show and see like what other or the other categories for it. I want to see like the horror theme and the sci-fi theme. I want to know like, are those really like good too? Like, are they as good as the Western? Because they all said that the Western was probably the best one. So they were like super excited when they found out that they were going to be doing the Western. I didn't get to go to the merchandise booth. I really wanted to, but there were so many people there, and I was like, oh, I can't get over there in time, and they might run out. Like at the end of the show, I was gonna go over there and see if I could get like a poster or something, but I couldn't get in that long line, and they might run out by the time I got up there. So I was like, oh, too bad. But at least I got the VIP badge and the paddles to remind me of the show. My dad says I should get them framed. Just like frame my lanyard here and the paddles to always remember. Maybe I'll do that. But oh my gosh, it was such an amazing show to see Mark up there. He's basically like my favorite YouTuber. I love watching his videos. And oh my gosh, I can't even stress enough how much I loved the show. And oh my gosh, to see basically my, I guess, YouTube idol like on stage and performing like just a few feet in front of me. It was amazing. Oh my gosh, I would love to see the show again, but I don't know how long they're going to be doing the show, because I think Mark had said that this was like probably the last run of the show, which is sad, but I'm super glad I got to go. I commend Mark for doing all that, because that's a lot of work to do a tour like that, and he's run it a couple times, and it's an amazing show. I wish they could do it more, but of course they have other things to do. It's like they still want to do YouTube. They can't just do the show and do YouTube. It's kind of hard to do that. So of course I understand. But oh my gosh, they should really do it again. Maybe like every so often. Like maybe like almost like a couple like once one run like every year or every couple years or something like that. Because you could tell they had fun with it. And I want to see like more of it, of course. And also, I think like if the show like comes out on DVD, I'll probably buy it, because oh my gosh, it'd be amazing to see the show again and again and again and again, to just relive it. So I think that's, I guess, all I have for my review here. I give the show a 10 out of 10. But with that, if you have any things that you would want me to review, I'll try and do them better the next time. I have plans to do another review soon. Yeah, like, put them in the comments below. Tell me what other things I should check out. If there's anything here in Vegas that I don't even know about, living here and all. If you want me to go see something or a movie that's out, if you want me to go see, I'll review it. I'll try and do it way better than I did for this. I was just too excited and my mind just went everywhere. So again, I'd like to thank you so much for watching. And this has been me, HannahBellLeigh. And remember to stay nerdy forever and always. Bye.